Hey, you guys, it's Peter. And I'm back. Of course I'm back. I'm not going anywhere. Peace. Peekaboo. I see you because I'm YouTube famous now. Available summer 2026 and a half. BC, the album. Dad. Shimmy, shimmy. Also, the world's best cult leader. Shimmy, shimmy. Rock on, gold dust, woman. Players only love you. Who's booing me? Who in the holy F is booing me? Respectfully, F you. Players only love you when they're playing. I'm going to I'm going to invent a new kind of music that's never been done before. It's a very scary thing to invent a new kind of music. What's the song that I'm thinking of? A new kind of music. What was that song? Is that ABBA? Hold on, I gotta get back into character, JoJo character. I'm inventing a new kind of music. This is very serious. I told my producers, I was like, yeah, I want to come up with a new kind of music. It's called gay pop. Rhiannon rings like a bell through the night, and wouldn't you love to love her? I mean, you can take a lie and run with it. Boost! How are you guys doing today? Okay, here's the story, Morning Glory, all right? I don't have any lip gloss. I don't have any chapstick. I don't have anything right here. Do I have anything over here? Okay, come on, please now. I usually keep some of that Laneige stuff over here. I don't, but I do have a beaded bracelet. Let's put that on. Do I have anything else over here to put on? No, I got eye drops. Oh, I got my glasses that I always keep next to my bed. Y'all want to see my glasses that I wear when I don't have my contacts in? Here they are. Pretty exciting, isn't it? Anyway, I guess I don't have any chapstick or anything over here. Well, we're just going to have to do with what we do. Like my mother-in-law says, you get what you get and you don't throw a fit. Anyway, hi. Oh my God! What if, all of a sudden, you want to know what one of my biggest fears, I was going to say. It's not really one of my biggest fears. But my biggest fear in the world is sharks. Oh my God, it truly is. And I just watched that movie, Under Paris. It's so bad. I did an entire review of it over my Peter Watches TV. Which, no, I'm not changing the title of it. But I also am watching movies over there, too. I mean, the new streaming top 10 movies, things like that. So that's why I did the Under Paris movie. So if you want to know what I thought about Under Paris, this is driving me crazy. I got to take it off. It's probably why it's sitting over here. Because I probably had it on one night. I was like, no. Take it off. Anyway, so, by the way, did you not know I'm the world's best cult leader? I am, because I have a vlog. It's called Peter's Vlogs. They call it a cult over there, okay? They call it a cult. But anyway, what was I going to say? No, I don't even remember what I was going to say. Oh, Sister Wives. I was going to get to that in just a second. What was I going to say? Now I don't remember what I was going to say. Oh, I was looking for chapstick. I don't have chapstick. It don't matter. So here's the deal, right? So I wasn't going to film a bunch of videos today. Oh, was I talking about my movie club? I just did a video announcing my... Oh my God, I think I just deleted it! I think I just deleted my movie video! Oh my God, I can't believe it! I'm gonna have to go do it all over again. Well, anyway, okay, now I'm not stopping. Okay, this is the world's worst intro, and I don't care. So let me just tell you, okay? I can't believe I just did that. I just filmed an 18-minute video announcing my movie for this week on Peter's Movie Club. So for those of you that don't know, every week on Fridays, I announce a movie for Peter's Movie Club. They're all movies from the past. I cannot believe I just deleted that. See, this is why I have to upload every video that I do. This is gonna, make me think back to now I can't remember what I was talking about. See, this is where I have to, stop my video and I have to, rewind it and look. It doesn't matter. Okay, so here's the deal. I wasn't gonna make a video on this channel today. I was just gonna sit outside and I was just gonna, pull my iPad out there and I was just gonna talk to my neighbors and watch Sister Wives all day long. I finally made it through season 3. I'm now in season 4, okay? They're building the houses, supposedly. And Logan's leaving for college and all this kind of stuff. Robin done had her baby, okay? Solomon's born. I think in real life he's 14 or something like that now. But anyway, I'm so deep into the Sister Wives. I'm so heavy into the Sister Wives. I just got this rush of heat just went through me. I'm I cannot believe that you just deleted this video. See, this is the problem, okay? When you film somebody asked me the other day on a video, they were like, do you ever upload videos? Oh, this is what I was going to say, my biggest fear. But now I don't remember what my biggest fear was. Sharks. Sharks are my biggest fear. Oh, but one of my other fears is that somebody asked me this the other day, and this is truly one of my fears. They said, do you ever upload the wrong video to the wrong channel? I do sometimes, but I usually catch it like within the first 5 minutes. And then I'm like, oh, you're uploading this to the wrong channel. And then I like switch it, right? But here's the deal, okay? Is that I film, like I'll sit right here and like I'll stop a video and then like I'll turn around and I'll like, let's say do a Peterisms video, right? But what happens is that sometimes I go in there because I clear my memory card. I know this is not, most YouTubers don't do this. Most YouTubers keep everything and whatever. But like after like I have uploaded videos, I clear my memory card out so it's a clear memory card, okay? And so sometimes when like if I getting started to film a video and I think like, because I just changed this shirt. I wasn't wearing this shirt. I was wearing this Whitney Houston shirt for my movie club video. And so I changed the shirt and then when I sat down, I wasn't even thinking about it. And I think that I like hit like clear, erase all images and clear. Damn it, Janet. We can only hope. Should I check real quick and see? Oh my God, this is like so like my vlog. Because on my vlog, I would check and see. I've got to check and see. Hold on. Oh, thank the Lord, baby Jesus. I didn't delete it. Okay, now I can go on and talk about what I need to talk about in this video. Oh my God, you about saw a mental breakdown happen in real life on here. Oh my God. I still don't have no chapstick though. But anyway, yeah, I delete videos all the time. You have no idea. I mean, in my 8 years of being on YouTube, you have no idea how many videos. I mean, like hour-long videos, okay? And I will like get done, and I'll like be talking to Boo Radley or whatever, and then like I'll film like a Peterisms video right afterwards, and I go over and I erase the whole memory card, and I'll start the Peterisms video, and I'll be like, my husband will be sitting downstairs, and I'll be like, oh, damn it, Janet. And he'll be like, what's wrong, babe? And I'll be like, I just deleted the whole video. He goes, this is what my husband says to me. You'd think as many times as you've done it by now, you'd learn it. You guys have no idea, okay? You have no idea how many videos I have fully deleted. And people are like, there's programs to like get them back. There are, but it's like a lot of work. It's easier to refilm a video than it is to get back once you erase something from a memory card, it's pretty much gone, okay? I mean, there's some like specialist IT people. Listen, Linda, okay? Did you watch that Ashley Madison documentary? If they couldn't find out who those hackers were at Ashley Madison, they probably can't pull back some missing deleted video off my memory card, okay? I don't have a lot of faith in those IT people. And you know what? It's every video, I always say like one thing, and I know it's going to be the one thing that gets a lot of comments. Me talking about this memory card thing, I'm going to get like 10 comments, and people are going to be like, what you need to do is, listen, Linda, before we even get into all that, okay? I have looked up all the programs. I have tried it before, okay? It's like you have to have programs on your computer. You have to like go back in, rewrite the memory card. It's a lot of BS is what it is. It's just not even worth it, okay? So anyway, I saw somebody up on the Twitter the other day. Oh, my husband just texted me. He's at brunch right now. He went and got one of those. He gets those IV things. People ask me all the time, like, what does he get? He gets the hydration ones. Hold on a second. What did he just say? Hold on a second. He said... he asked me if I wanted to go to the Indians game tonight, the baseball game tonight. It's raining. It's literally pouring down rain. Oh, that's what I was going to say. I was going to sit outside and I was going to watch Sister Wives all day today. I wasn't going to film no videos, right? And so I was going to sit outside and I was going to watch Sister Wives, but it's pouring down rain right now. And I'm like, we're going to the Indians baseball game? Oh, if it's a celebrity one, though, I love going to that one. That's so much fun. But they just had the Indians baseball game last night and they did fireworks and stuff like that, you know? No, I probably don't want to, but we'll see. I'll have to see who's going. That's the big deciding factor, right? But anyway, so what was I talking about? Oh, so I wasn't even going to film a drama video over here today. And then I was like, well, I didn't film one yesterday, and so I do kind of want to film one today. And then I was like, okay, well, I looked through my list, because I keep a list of videos that I want to film, right? And I was looking through my list, and I was like, oh, this is like a lot of research, and this is a lot of research, and this is a lot of research, and stuff like that. You know what's so funny is, I was reading through the beauty guru chatter on Reddit. I used to go there a lot, actually, and like find topics for videos, and I'd shout them out a lot and stuff like that. They were real nice. They'd shout me out and stuff like that, right? But I was going through there, and it was interesting because there were some topics that were talking about, like, drama commentary channels revisiting Dramageddon, and it was like the majority of the comments were like, oh, I'm so bored of this. Why are we revisiting it? People were saying for money and views. What gets you up in the morning to go to work? I'm just asking, okay? When people accuse YouTubers of like, oh, they're doing it for the views, of course you're doing it for the views. I've said this since my inception on YouTube. Who do you think we're making videos for? Just so we can sit and watch them back 15 times? Of course you're trying to make videos for views, because the more views you get on a video, the more people that are watching it, the more people that are watching it, the more people that are entertained by what you're doing. Anybody out there that says that they're not doing it for the views. Oh, I'm not doing it for the views. Who are you doing it for then, girl? For you and your dog to watch it? I ain't ashamed to say that, okay? And what's interesting about that is that to say that you make videos, TikToks, Instagram stories, or whatever for views, like that sounds so bad, doesn't it? Like, oh, I'm doing it for the views. But the views really equal how many people are watching your video. And don't you want a lot of people to watch your videos or whatever? I mean, like that means that you're reaching out to a lot of people. People are enjoying or at least discussing or watching or taking in what you're putting out there. But that has like such a negative connotation, doesn't it? Like, oh, I'm doing this for views, right? And so then people say like, oh, I don't do any of this for views. Well, I get that sentiment, right? Like on my Peterisms channel, I might get like 200 or 300 views a video. It's not like I'm doing it for the views, right? But if tomorrow I woke up and those videos were getting 5,000 or 6,000 views, of course I would love that. That would mean 5,000 or 6,000 people were listening to what I had to say over there and were impacted by it, either positively or negatively, or having a conversation in the comment section. So when people say that, it's like you can't come out and say that anymore. It's always like, oh, they're doing it for the views. Well, what's interesting to me about that is that there was like this commentary, and I would say like, I would say 70-30, maybe 80-20, 80, the higher amount being people are like, I'm so bored of these people. Like they didn't name them really. They said Adam McIntyre had done a couple of them. Adam McIntyre, he wasn't really doing drama commentary over Dramageddon when it happened. It's interesting because like I remember in real time how it all started, because I remember that I was in Las Vegas when Dramageddon, the first one, started, okay? And it was the picture that Gabriel Zamora put out. And it was Gabriel Zamora, Nikita Dragon, Manny MUA, and Laura Lee, and they were all giving the middle finger to the camera. And then Jeffree Star went crazy because they said, you know, B is bitter without us and all this kind of stuff. And so that was Dramageddon 1. And I remember when that started because I was in Las Vegas for my anniversary, and Rich Lux and I were literally the only two that were covering it at that time. I mean, we were the only two drama commentary channels that were covering it. And like later, between then and Dramageddon 2 was when like Dustin Daly, The Viewer's Voice, Nick Snyder, Ashley Kyle came along. And then it was like the 5 of us that were covering it. And then I kind of stepped out of the James Charles stuff because it got so dark and was so consuming so quickly. And I couldn't really follow what was going on. So it's interesting when people like look back on it. And that's one of the reasons, like I've said this for a long time. Go fact check my videos. Drama channels exist so that other people can't rewrite history. I'm not talking about the people in the beauty guru chatter. I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about the influencers, because the influencers like to, on a regular basis, like rewrite history and say this happened or that happened or whatever when we lived it and we remember it, right? So it is interesting for us, I have to say. Like I've thought about going back and doing videos on like the anniversaries of those dates and whatever, and I have in the past, but you know, it's like 5 years since that, and I thought it would be interesting to go back, and I might in August, and like revisit those times, because from my perspective it was so interesting. Not to mention there was a lot of things that were going on behind the scenes that I think that most people that were watching it go down were completely unaware of. And then that's where I kind of like, when I say things like there's a lot of things that you guys don't know, okay, it's not like they're deep, dark secrets that if I came out now and shared them, I think there are some people out there that would be interested in it, but I don't think that it would really shock anybody. Does that make sense? But enough time has gone by now that I don't think really anybody would care if I shared it. Like, I mean, I would have no problem sharing those things, and I have shared some of those things, but nobody would really be that interested. I don't think anybody would really be that surprised by it. You know what I mean? Like, when I talk about Jeffree Star and the DMs and whatever, like, I wouldn't have a problem like reading one exchange to like prove a point between like me and somebody else like online. Like if I had to like defend myself against something that was said between me and an influencer, like in a DM, or well, most of them I texted, I wouldn't have a problem doing that. But when people like ask me to like, I've hinted at it before, but when people have asked me to like get on, you know, like and read like, you know, full things about stuff or play recordings, like I'm not going to do that. Like that's not who I am. If I just like took a part of it to defend myself, to explain something, I would do that. But I wouldn't like just get in here and be like, And at 3:02, Jeffree said, and at 5:02, I respond, I would never do that in a video. There's no reason for me to do that, right? And I don't really think that many people would care today. But anyway, I was reading this and people were saying like, oh, it's so interesting because like they're going back and they're revisiting, you know, like Dramageddon and why are they doing this and nobody cares. Those videos are doing very, very well. Like Dustin's videos, Adam McIntyre's videos are doing well. People are interested in the revisiting of Dramageddon, you know? And there was like one person in there that said something to the effect of like what I had said. They said something like, well, that's kind of why drama channels exist, is if they're pop culture historians. And that's true. Like, I mean, I don't take myself that seriously to think that like I'm a pop culture historian. But like, I do remember like how it went down because I have all the receipts in my phone. I mean, to this day, I have all the receipts in my phone of what went down and all that kind of stuff. And I lived it in real time. And I can remember the phone conversations that we were all having behind the scenes and all that kind of stuff, right? And so it was a very fascinating time, you know, and I think for any of the time that I've ever been doing drama on YouTube, it was probably the most exciting time to get up and be like, what else happened? What else happened, you know? And that was all driven by those people. They were the ones that were pushing all that stuff. It was interesting, though. I saw somebody in there say something about, they were talking about Sam from Here for the Tea, and they said that she was the one that coined the term Dramageddon. That's 100% not true, okay? I think if she were still here, she would even tell you that that was not true. Sam did not coin the term Dramageddon. I can't remember. I was trying to think. I was going to look through my receipts because I was like trying to think of who did, but she was not the one who did it. And I remember that because I can remember having the conversation with her because other people said at that time that she was the one. She's like, I did not come up with that term. So I don't remember who did that. Marlene Estelle came out with, I can't remember what, she came out with a term in association to James Charles. I can't remember, and I can't remember, I think it was an article that was written that came up with Lipstick Gate. But it's interesting, those terms, and especially in the heels of just watching the Bratz documentary about the Brat Pack, of which I did a full review of over on my Peter Watches TV channel. It's interesting that we, like, talk so heavily about the coining of these terms, right? Like, of Dramageddon, of Lipstick Gate, so I just saw one the other day in an article, what was it, like, Sister Apocalypse? I was like, I'd never heard of this sister thing before about James Charles. I'd never heard that term used before. You know, but it's interesting, like, these different things that came out. What's the one that Marlene Estelle came up with? Why can't I remember it? I don't feel like it had anything to do with Jaclyn Hill. I feel like it had something to do with James Charles, but she was the first one. She said it in a video, and I was like, oh, I'm taking that. I think she might have been the first one that said, I think she said predator palette is what she said, or something like that. I think she was the first one that used, like, or said predator protector, predator palette. I think she was the first one that said that. And then other people, because I thought it was interesting because then later Jeffree Star came out and he used the same term, and, or predator paint, that's what she came up with. And Jeffree Star used it. Well, I had been using it, but I fully credited Miss Marlene Estelle. And then people were like, oh, like Jeffree Star's copying you because you say predator paint. And I got in a video and I said, I never came up with that term. Marlene Estelle came up with the term predator paint. She, give it all to her, you know? I wasn't the one that started throwing the word predator protector around. People think that I was, but I wasn't. So anyway, so it's interesting because I was looking through there and I want to, like, I'm doing some research for a video that I want to do and all that kind of stuff. And so I got up today and I was like, well, I really just kind of want to watch Sister Wives. I mean, Cody hasn't had his perm yet, and I can't wait till that season. But I'm, like, watching it. I'm so into it. I feel like I'm in the innocent years of Sister Wives, you know? Because I'm on season 4, and it's like, I know it gets, like, real evil and nasty, and I'm not there yet. And everybody's already told me everything that happens with Sister Wives, so you can't possibly ruin it for me, just so you know. I know everything. I've read all the articles. I've read everything that, you know, all this stuff that's come out. I've even been reading the articles. Well, last night, I was kind of consumed with reading the articles about how Peyton came out and accused Mary of being abusive and aggressive towards him and some of his siblings and things like that. And so, anyway, I was reading all those articles last night, but I'm, like, up to date. I know everything that happens with that family. I just haven't watched the shows yet. But I feel like I've been in the innocent years. Like, they just spent Christmas in the big house in Las Vegas. I actually looked it up, and did you know that that entire family, it's like, if you're going to do a reality show, don't do it on TLC. I'm telling you that right now, okay? I love the TLC reality shows, but if you're going to do a reality show, do not do it on TLC, okay? I know, because I talked to Amy Slayton behind the scenes. I know that, and I've read the articles and things like that. They do not get paid shit, okay, on 1,000 Pound Sisters. They've had to like fight for every cent that they've made, right? And I was looking it up last night to see what the Browns made. They make like $40,000 to $60,000. I mean, now $40,000 to $60,000 an episode. The whole family, okay? That's split between 35 people, right? Like the whole family. That's what they make, you know? Like on 1,000 Pound Sisters, I know it's like Amy makes a certain amount. She didn't tell me this. I read it in an article. Amy makes a certain amount. She makes a certain amount for each kid. When she was married, like, they got a certain amount from him. Like, each person's under contract. That was different. Like, the Brown family, they didn't get all that kind of stuff. You're going to go on a show. Those housewives, they get paid like $100,000, $200,000 an episode. I mean, can you even imagine? They're making, like, Vanderpump Rules. I mean, they were making like $250,000 an episode, you know? And they weren't polygamous. What does he call the kids on their pliglets or something like that? I'm like, you would never call me that, okay? If I was born into a polygamous family, you better never call me a pliglet, okay? That is too close to piglet, and I don't like that, all right? So listen, I'm on a health weight loss journey. We don't need to be calling, listen, I don't like that, okay? But anyway, so yeah, I was just going to watch it today. So I was like, okay, I want to do like a little bit of an easier video. I'm now at like, where am I at? Like, well, with the before part and now, I'm probably at 20 minutes or something like that. This isn't the intro. This is me just talking about shit, okay? Like, I hate when people are like, he doesn't really start talking about JoJo Siwa until 26 minutes. Is that the only reason that you came over here? You don't get my channel then. You just don't. And you're going to miss, listen, okay? You're going to miss the golden apples. I don't know why I said that. But you are, because sometimes like at the 4-minute mark, I'll like throw out something that's like real good that you'll want to know. That's why you need to watch that first part. But anyway, so I was like looking through my stuff, and it was so pretty when this is my like old Alyssa Edwards Boost fan. Anyway, it was so funny. My husband was watching like the best moments of RuPaul's Drag Race on TikTok the other night. He watches all the RuPaul Drag Race TikToks. And it was the roast. And I had forgotten where the Beast thing came. Well, I knew it came from Alyssa Edwards calling Michelle Visage Beast. But I had forgotten that it was in the roast that she does with Alaska. And she goes, Boost! Anyway, I think she said it before and then she says it again in that. But anyway, it was the roast is where the Beast thing. I totally stole it from Alyssa Edwards. But anyway, I love Alyssa Edwards so much. But anyway, so I was like looking through my receipts and I was like, oh, I forgot that JoJo Siwa got booed at, I was going to say off stage, but she didn't leave stage, at New York Pride. You know, it's interesting to me because JoJo Siwa has done like every Pride Day festival. She's done like LA Pride. She's done New York Pride. I think she did Chicago Pride. Who is hiring this girl to do their Pride Day with the worst music in the entire world, and the fact that she's also the world's biggest predator protector of Colleen Ballinger, and she also supports James Charles. So Pride Day festivals are hiring somebody that is a predator within the LGBTQIA plus community, and her music sucks, and she also came out and doesn't even know her LGBTQIA plus history because she said she was going to invent gay pop. Okay, and they're hiring her to sing at Pride Day festivals. This is because they have a low budget, is what it is. I'm just telling you right now, okay? It's like, I love Taylor Dayne. I love Taylor Dayne so much, you know? Don't stop me. I made this mistake before. I love Taylor Dayne so much, okay? But Taylor Dayne didn't need to be playing no Pride Day festivals in 2012, okay? Let's just be for real. It was because they couldn't get anybody else. And that's why JoJo Siwa is playing all these Pride festivals, because she's cheaper, okay? She's cheaper than getting a Madonna or a Lady Gaga. Let's just put it that way, okay? They ain't going to play no Pride Day festivals, so they get JoJo Siwa. In all honesty, I mean, JoJo Siwa thinks she's on that level, but the fact that she's going around and playing these Pride Day festivals is kind of, honestly, a little bit of a joke. I mean, if you've gone to as many Pride Day festivals as I have, and as many different towns as I have, what you know is, it's not necessarily A-list entertainment, okay? It's just not. It's like a lot of like Rue girls, or like famous drag queens, or famous like speakers, LGBTQI plus speakers or comedians and things like that. But it's not like at a Pride Day festival. I mean, she's comparing herself to like Miley Cyrus. It's not like if Miley Cyrus played any Pride Day festivals this year, I'm not aware of it. But if they did, they probably would do like a New York or a LA one. So it's kind of surprising to me because the organizers behind Pride Day festivals are usually people that are very educated on LGBTQI plus history, and also people that are very like, feels very strong strongly about it, right? And there are also people that really like are very picky about who they pick to represent. So it's very interesting to me. I mean, JoJo Siwa is, and she is nobody that I think is a role model for my community at all. And if I was on a Pride Day board, okay, I would put my hand up and be like, we're going to have somebody that defended a predator on a international podcast on, to Howie Mandel, and has continued to stand by Colleen Ballinger with evidence out there. Oh, and she also is friends with James Charles. And she also just went in numerous videos picking gays and lesbians out of the line with Joey Graceffa. This is the person that we want to be on stage to represent our Pride Day board. Like, that's who we want to pick. I would have had huge issues with it. I take that stuff very, very seriously, right? So, it was interesting to me, but what was more interesting to me was that now that JoJo Siwa has turned 21, everybody keeps on sending me these TikToks. I've seen all the footage of, her at Disney World. She went to Disney World and she got drunk as a skunk. She threw up this TikTok about, she's like, I am so drunk, dude. Like, I am so drunk. She's like, point to her eye. She's like, I got punched in the eye. You can't see anything. There's nothing on her eye. Listen, okay, I'm 52. I haven't had a drink in 29 and a half years, and I wake up, okay, listen, I look more hungover than you, and I hadn't had a drink in 29 years. She's like, oh my man, I got like hit in the face, man. Like, dude, man. I'm like, it is so embarrassing, right? Then she goes on stage, and then she's drunk, okay, at Disney World, okay? That was her thing. Whatever, she's 21, she can drink all over. She's like, I'm gonna drink around the world. She said this on Jimmy Fallon. I'm gonna drink around the world at Epcot Center and things like that, right? She's trying to show that she's like not this kid actress anymore that was on Dance Moms, that she's not 6 years old, okay? And so that's what she's really trying to do. She's trying to break this mold because she wants to get out of this idea of everybody looks at her as JoJo with the bow from Dance Moms. Okay, so we'll get to that because I have some thoughts about that, right? Based on a text message that I shared in my video the other day that I got from my friend Melissa. She and I watched Dance Moms for years. I've seen every episode of Dance Moms, okay? So when people want to do, videos about Dance Moms and they get like cities that it happened in wrong and they get all kinds of shit wrong, come to me because I've watched every episode, okay? I've watched every Candy Apples episode of Dance Moms. I know everything about it, okay? And so does my friend Melissa, because we used to watch it together. We used to also watch that one. I didn't watch it as much as Melissa did, but we love her so much. Melissa, met her, and she was so excited. The one, DD4L. Do you remember that one? Oh, my God, I love her so much. What's her name? I think it was in Atlanta. Oh, God, I love her so much. But we used to watch that one. But anyway, I didn't watch that one as much as I watched Dance Moms. So then she's at Disney World and she's drunk as a skunk and she's throwing up TikToks of proving to the world how drunk she is. And now she's on stage and she's drinking straight from the bottle of Tito's vodka, I think in New York. She was drinking straight out of the bottle of Tito's vodka and stuff like that. And all this kind of stuff. And she's trying to prove how bad she is. And everybody loves her music. Like, it's their guilty pleasure. They can't get out of their head. I can't remember any of her songs. I can't remember the names of any of them. I can't remember not one word from them and all that kind of stuff. So I'm looking at all this. And then it was like, people sent me this thing about where she got booed off stage. That didn't surprise me, okay? What surprised me actually was that it was only one guy that booed her off stage. Well, she didn't leave stage. So she gets booed, and this is in New York, at New York Pride Day, and this guy boos her in the audience, right? And it's so funny because you can hear somebody right behind him, right in front of him, recording her, and she's like, who in the holy F just booed me? And you can hear this guy, he goes, I did. That would so be me. I'm living, right? And she's like, who booed me? And you can hear him again. He goes, I did. You can hear it on the recording, okay? That's on TikTok, because I had to look it up today. And so then she goes off and she says something like, she's like, says something about being booed, and then she says, respectfully, F you, or something like that. And the whole crowd's like, yeah, and she's like, ah! It's like, girl, seriously, okay? I mean, I was 9 years old telling people to get fucked. Seriously, you are such a badass, okay, girl? You are 21, girl, getting drunk at Epcot Center, telling people to go fuck themselves. Girl, I was doing that at 9 years old, okay? And I don't claim to be a badass whatsoever, right? And then she's talking about some comment that she got on something, and she's talking about that she looked at this guy, and he was obviously straight, right? And she says it to the Pride Day, and they're all like, yeah! Which, okay, let me just tell you this. I think, that alone is such a bad look, right? Anybody that is my age or 30 plus that's been part of the LGBTQIA plus community for a long time will tell you that the LGBTQIA plus community is extremely cliquey, okay? Not the way that it was when I came out. We were unified, okay? Lesbians, trans people, bisexual people, gay men, we were all so combined together. That has drifted apart through the years, okay? It's really, really sad. To the point where people, they don't even claim the community because they're like, I don't even know where I fit in this community, okay? They don't even want to be part of it. To then further, and this is where I have huge issues with people that stigmatize the whole straight fantasy thing. Now you got JoJo, and I've talked enough about that in videos. Now you got JoJo Siwa up here, okay, talking about the fact that, of course, he's straight, meaning that straight people hate gay people, because she just came out of the closet 2 years ago, right? So she's still riding that bandwagon of all straight people hate gay people. Girl, that, no, ma'am, I would not be here today. I would not be sitting here today, okay? Having been married almost 16 years, I wouldn't even be legally married if it wasn't for some of my straight allies, okay? I am so thankful for all of the heterosexual people that have stood by my side, that have been my friend, that have been my chosen family through the years, okay? I am not saying that there are not some nasty-ass people out there, but there are some nasty-ass gay people out there just as much as there are nasty-ass straight people out there. It's like that guy that, like, started that whole thing with Target and Pride last year. Do you remember that? Where he, like, tore down all that Pride stuff, and then they found his profile on Grindr, and the guy was gay, okay? And it's like he was on the DL. So here you are again, okay, pushing this narrative that Colleen Ballinger isn't a predator because you can take a lie and run with it. Now you're on a stage in New York City at Pride Day, okay, dogging straight people that have been our allies for years and years and years and years, and you don't know your history, and this is what's dangerous, okay? Not every straight person out there is our enemy. And JoJo, you need to know that if you want to survive, okay, in this world. And instead of being somebody that can stand on a stage and chug a Tito's bottle of vodka, which is probably water anyway, because you just want to come across as like Gene Simmons from Kiss, and ain't nobody give a fuck, okay? Because Gene Simmons from Kiss, he was doing it because it was who he was. You're doing it, it's because who you want to be, all right? But you're so offensive, not just to the straights out there, okay? But you're offensive to the LGBTQI plus community with not even knowing your own history. So then she goes off and she's talking about this troll, this hater that left her this comment. And she's like, he's straight. And she's like, dude, she's like, and I got a bigger dick than you. And like the whole crowd is like, you know, rooting her on and all this kind of stuff. And she's like, and I fucked more girls than you. And I'm like, you are so embarrassing. You are so embarrassing, okay? So I get this text message from my friend Melissa. Hold on a second. Melissa text messaged me the other day. And here she is, New York City Pride. She sends me this thing, right? And she says on here, what the hell? Did she just toss out the C word? Because in there she's talking about her ex, and she calls her the C word, okay? And so she says, and now for those people that are not in the United States, because I know whenever I say this in a video, people like in the UK are like, that's not that big of a word over here. In the United States, I don't know who raised you, but my mother, like if that word have ever come out of my mouth, my mother would have, I mean, would not have been a pretty day. You don't use that word. You don't call other women that word, okay? And what I've been told by my girlfriends is, and if you do, you save it for a very special woman, okay? That really deserves to hear that word. But I've been taught you don't say that word. That word is like a very serious word, okay? You don't say that word in the United States. And I said, LOL, yeah, she's a mess. And Melissa said, so cringe. And, you know, I was thinking about this with everything that's going on with JoJo Siwa, and I think what's interesting about this is, you know, that JoJo Siwa is trying to be somebody that she doesn't want to be known as JoJo Bobo anymore, right? Like 6-year-old JoJo wanting to get at the top of the pyramid on Dance Mom. She doesn't want to be known as that anymore, right? But the problem with that is that, like, if you had asked me, like, pre-Colleen Ballinger, me knowing about the JoJo Siwa connection, you know, JoJo Siwa coming out with this music, pre-JoJo Siwa throwing around a bunch of cuss words, getting drunk at Disney World, pre all this kind of stuff, if you had asked me what I thought about JoJo Siwa from having watched Dance Moms, I wouldn't have said, like, I think she's a joke with these bows. First of all, I think those bows are genius, okay? I think that it is marketing beyond, I mean, we haven't seen any marketing like that, literally, since Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen when they were young, okay? And now we know that they're like millionaires beyond belief because of all their shit in Walmart and their movies and all that kind of stuff. JoJo Siwa, or whoever came up with selling those bows, was genius, okay? Was genius. So the one thing that she's known for, she wants to get away from. I've said this for years, or I've said this for the last year, okay? If it were me and I was JoJo Siwa's marketing person, I'd have transformed that bow, okay? I would have adultified that bow. Done something different to it, not just have the whatever, you know, made it into necklaces or something, you know, like diamond necklaces, and been like, listen, I'm growing up. You don't have to do what you're doing right now. Like, what's so confusing to me is when I watch it, it's so obvious. I mean, listen, as a person that's been sober for 29 and a half years, I have spent my fair share of time around drunks and drug addicts, okay, and have been one myself. What you are seeing is somebody emulating that, okay? That person is not somebody that is partying hard, okay? And it makes me kind of sad that she feels like she has to go to these lengths to prove that she's grown up. Had you asked me prior to all of this mess, okay, this is going to stop in a minute, so hold on a second. I'm going to stop it before it stops itself. If you had asked me what I thought of JoJo Siwa before all of this, okay, what I would have told you was, I thought that JoJo Siwa was a very sweet girl. That I thought that even though the girls were very mean to her on Dance Moms, because they were, and even though Abby, who she has defended at length, was nasty to JoJo at times, and the moms were nasty to Jesselyn, her mom, and things like that, that JoJo always stood there with tears in her eyes, but she stood there and she took it, okay? And she was a strong child. She was a strong girl, right? And that she was always the girl that I was rooting for. Like, I believed in her, right? Because you could tell that she just did it because she loved it, right? She was such a sweet kid. She did it because she wore that bow. Like, I think she kind of forgets what the bow represented. The bow represented, I'm going to be as outrageous as I want to be at 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I don't care. I'm going to wear this big-ass bow and be exactly who I am. And if I don't ever get to the top of the pyramid, I don't really care. Because I just want to dance and have friends and do what I want to do and wear this stupid-ass silly bow because it's what I want to do. That's who JoJo Siwa was, okay? Now, that's what she wanted to get away from, was this image of being this nice kid, right? Well, I don't think there's anything wrong with being a nice person in the world. I think we could actually use a little bit more niceness in the world, if you want to know the truth. I think kindness and niceness go a long way, right? What's baffling to me about this, okay, is that if she wanted to be a singer, first of all, she's not the world's best singer. Let's just be honest about that, right? If she wanted to do this, okay, I mean, she has shouted out Miley Cyrus so much that she's trying to emulate Miley Cyrus. Well, if you remember the time that stuff was going on with Miley Cyrus, and she was throwing up them big pictures of alien cats and all this kind of stuff and smoking the dubs left and right. I mean, like, I think people on the outside, we really knew, like, Miley Cyrus is really going through a time right now, okay? Like, she's really going through it. But the other thing was that Miley Cyrus could sing, okay? Like, that's the other thing. I mean, on the flip side of that, I mean, she did songs with Stevie Nicks. She did songs with other people. I mean, she can really sing. JoJo Siwa can't. She's not really that great of a singer, okay? So she wants to be like Miley Cyrus, but for anybody that was watching Miley Cyrus at the time, I mean, I can remember when all that stuff was going down. I was like, what the F is going on with Miley Cyrus, you know? I mean, people were worried about Miley Cyrus. Now she came out on the other side of it, okay? So for her to want to emulate and be this, she's faking it. She's faking this whole, like, I'm getting so drunk. She's got to show it and shove it in everybody's face. Well, that alone is very much 12, 14-year-old mentality. Let me prove to you on a TikTok that I'm so drunk. Oh my God, I'm so drunk. It's like, do you remember your girlfriend at their first party that you took her to? And she had like one Bartles and Jane 1 cooler? Yeah, I just dated myself, okay? Okay, Mike's Hard Lemonade. Does anybody even drink those anymore? I never even had one of those because I got sober before they came out. But you know, something. They had like one shot and they're like, oh my God, I'm so drunk. I don't even know what I'm saying. And you know they're not drunk. That's who JoJo Siwa is, okay? It's embarrassing for her, right? Because she feels like she has to go to these lengths. If it were me and I was her marketing person, I'll tell you what I would have done right now, okay? I would have slicked back that hair. I would have put her in something, I don't know, like some black suit or something like that. Real sharp ass, okay? I mean, I'm talking couture, right off the runway, the most badass suit you've ever seen. Something like reminiscent of Madonna in the Blonde Ambition tour, okay? Something like that Gautier suit. Not with the cones and all that kind of stuff, but something very similar to that, okay? I would have put her in that. And I would have changed that bow, and I would have made bows that were very, like, almost like tuxedo bows, but all out of diamonds. And that would have been the new thing. And I would have simplified the F out of her, and I would have put an acoustic album out of her if she wants to prove what a singer she is, and done covers of all the songs that made me who I am today that I danced to in my youth. That's what I would have done with her, okay? I would have simplified the hell out of her and said, I'm grown up and I'm an adult now. I'm not going to wear the bow in my hair, but I'm going to wear my necklace. She could have sold the hell out of those necklaces, okay? She could have sold that. She could have done a collaboration with, I mean, I don't know who, but somebody out there would have done a collaboration with JoJo Siwa over diamond necklaces, okay? And then she could have done a lower level of, you know, the crystal ones. I can never pronounce that. Swarovski crystals or whatever they're called. You know, she could have done a lower level one. I mean, she did not brand this well at all, okay? So now we got her cussing out on stage at Pride Day festivals, proving that she's a drunk badass. Well, here's the other thing, right? That if there's an ounce of truth to all this, okay? She talked in her Joey Graceffa interview about, like, eating edibles, and people didn't know that and all this kind of stuff. So, listen, I don't dog people. She's 21 years old. She wants to eat all the edibles in the world, drink. She can, right? But when I was growing up, okay, child actors that turned bad, like she wants to present, we didn't see them because there wasn't social media back then. There wasn't TikTok. There weren't recorded street videos or recorded videos of people at Pride Day festivals and stuff like that, right? It was just all of a sudden you would, like, find an article in People magazine that, like, said, like, whatever happened to the cast of Different Strokes. And one of them had died and one of them had gone to prison and something else. And you're like, God, that's so sad. What happened? Well, if this is real, what she's showing us, what we are seeing right now is we are seeing the breakdown of JoJo Siwa through social media in real time, okay? That she surrounds herself with adult predators, that she has for years, okay? That she defends those adult predators. She continues to hang around people that are predators. That she is partying all the time, okay? That she went from not partying at all to now partying all the time, which is concerning, right? And that she's showing that she's cussing people out. And this is the thing, right? It's like she's, like, talking about how, like, this is the evolution of who she is, but it's like 2 years ago, she was still JoJo with the bow, and, like, all of a sudden, she's yelling the C word out on stage, chugging a Tito's bottle. It doesn't make sense. Okay, it's obviously a new character that she stepped into. We didn't see this transformation in real time, right? So it's fake. Otherwise, we would be seeing what happened with child stars back in the day. But if it's fake or if it's real and she's trying to emulate that, that's even more scary, right? Because she might do something that she can't come back from, or say something that she can't come back from. I mean, what she's doing right now are things that people are going to remember 5 or 10 years from now. If she wants to come, I mean, like, Miley Cyrus is just like, hey, listen, I was going through it. She can't say this. JoJo Siwa has stood behind this and said, this is who I am, okay? I've been hiding for too long. This is who I am. 5 years from now, I mean, what's she going to say? Well, I was really going through it at that time because I got drunk at Disney World. Nobody's going to buy it. Nobody's going to care enough, okay? We're talking about Miley Cyrus versus JoJo Siwa. That's the other difference, okay? I mean, she's lucky she got on a reality show, and she's kept her career alive this long through YouTube and her connections and things like that. This is the only reason why people like myself are continuing to talk about JoJo Siwa is because she's such a mess. The problem that she has created for herself now is when JoJo Siwa stops being a mess, people will stop talking about JoJo Siwa, and that will be career death for her. And she knows that. So now she's risen the bar so high that she has to keep on doing all this problematic BS or she won't stay relevant. And you can't continue to do that for very long without burnout. It's very sad to me. You know, it's very sad that the people, the adults that are around JoJo Siwa, and let's make this very, very clear, okay? She is 21 years old. Like, I was watching this documentary, the Bratz documentary the other night about the Brat Pack, right? And Andrew McCarthy goes and he confronts the author of the article that termed them the Brat Pack, right? And the guy at the time was 28, and Andrew McCarthy was 22, Emilio Estevez, Demi Moore were like 23 at the time, Rob Lowe was like 22 or 23, right? And Andrew McCarthy says something to him, and he goes, don't you feel bad about it? And he goes, no, you were grown adults. You were 22 and 23 years old. He goes, if you had been a minor, I wouldn't have written the article that way. And I thought it was really interesting because we live in this world now where we want to talk about emotional development, and somebody's not really emotionally developed until they're 25. We want to make all these excuses for them to defend them, but never use it as an example of whatever. If that's the case, then she shouldn't be out there drinking on stage, okay? If we're going to use that as an excuse for her to get away with this shit, just like people did with James Charles, then she shouldn't be hired for Pride Day festivals being drunk on stage, okay? If we're that concerned about her still being child mentality, then she shouldn't be able to have the access to the things that she has access to. And so when he said that in a video the other day, I was like, damn straight, when I got sober at 22 and a half, okay? I was staying in crack houses. I was having guns in my mouth at drug dealers. Nobody was treating me like a 14-year-old and being like, well, he's not emotionally developed yet. I can tell you my probation officer, cops sure weren't treating me that way, okay? When I was getting arrested for DUIs and things like that, nobody was concerned about that shit with me and giving me excuses. I don't know why we give these excuses so easily away to 21, 22, 25-year-olds, okay? It's baffling to me. But it's concerning to me as well because I think that JoJo Siwa she doesn't have any idea, she doesn't really seem to care where she's going to be 5 years from now. But she is leaving tracks of who she was, and she's not going to be able to clean this up, you know? I don't think this was smart at all. Do I think it's going to make her relevant for a year? Sure. Because everybody's just like, this is not the JoJo that we knew. But nobody's buying into it either. They all think it's a joke. They all think it's a mess. I know I do. I know my friend Melissa that doesn't keep up with any of this stuff she does. She's like, so cringe. What is this, right? Because we all thought that JoJo was the nice girl. Now JoJo seems like a nasty person that's cussing out people on stage and just doing all this for antics and relevance. It's really sad, you know? Anyway, let me know what you think in the comment section below. I love you guys, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.